It is a week till I peddle my crochet wares for the first ever time. I have decided on my stock list for the market. Well, it's going about as well as I look today. The whole of my plans just kind of died. A bag of wooden plats. So where are we? We're behind. This afternoon's job is to get everything attached. We're about 10 minutes to opening. How much money did I make at the market? Well, I sold... Hello my spooky darlings, welcome back to another studio vlog, and this time it is Crochet Market Edition. So today is Saturday the...
My name is Charles II.
I have no idea what the day is. All I know is that it is a week until the market. 1 week until I peddle my crochet wares for the first ever time, and I am not ready. Now, I've been watching a lot of other small business creators do market vlogs, and they always seem so put together. So I was going to make myself look nice, but quite frankly, I wanted to keep it real. I'm running on minus 954 spoons right now. So this is what small business owners look like a week before their first market, particularly a market that they're having to hand make every single item for. And for any small business owners out there, hopefully you can relate somewhat to the state that I'm in.
Bring out your dead!
It has been a roller coaster of not even a month, to be honest. So middle to the end of October, I was feeling really on top of everything. I had all my stock planned out, I knew what I was doing, and I felt like I was on my way to achieving it. I have decided on my stock list for the market, so I thought I'd regale you with these fascinating statistics. Starting with hoods, I'm going to aim to have 9 hoods altogether, so 3 of each type, which means I have to make 2 more mini pelt hoods, but I have already got all the others made. It all just need tassels putting on. That is an incredibly achievable goal, I feel. Grand, well done me. Bandanas, I think I probably have enough as it is. Ideally, I would like to have a few more of the Lost Souls bandanas, but I'm running out of yarn. Sculpture-wise, the most achievable goal for me probably is to aim to have 3 full-bodied sculptures and then about 7 wall-mounted sculptures. Now I've decided what I'm going to make, I feel a little bit more comfortable. I've got to go and measure up all the sculptures for stands so I can get those measurements from my dad, who is very kindly making all the stands that they're going to be attached to for me. And then it's going to be a case of having to actually finish some, which I think is the biggest challenge of all here. Yeah, well, that kind of went by the by a couple of weeks after I filmed that. I wanted to get hoods, bandanas and wall-mounted sculptures kind of out of the way before I started on any of the full-bodied sculptures, because I wasn't starting the full-bodied sculptures from scratch. The aim has always been that I was going to finish some of the mountain of whips that I have. But everything pivoted incredibly quickly in 2 days last week. I've mentioned in some of my videos, one of the symptoms of my chronic illnesses is fatigue, chronic fatigue. But I have had to be working about 10 hours a day for the last 3 weeks. If you don't think crocheting is physically demanding, then I would like you to try crocheting for 10 hours a day for 3 weeks. Because I am spent. I'm fighting for my life out here. Anyway, point being, I was exhausted before I tried finishing any of my full-bodied sculptures. Well, it's going about as well as I look today. 12 days until I have to have everything finished for the market. And I thought I was on track till yesterday. Finally got some of the full-bodied sculptures out to try and finish them, and have just had an absolute nightmare with that, really. So the first thing I got was the Kunanoon. So I started trying to make the legs, just kept getting it wrong, kept having to frog it. About 3 times I tried until I gave up. I was like, right, that's obviously not going to be a thing I can manage today. So I then got the Griffin out, and he needs some wings. So I thought, great, that's just flat. That should be really easy. Ended up frogging that about 4 times. I think some of it is my dyscalculia being worse because I am absolutely exhausted. Just really stressed because it's been bonfire night here in the UK. For context, I've already really don't cope very well with fireworks. I have a horrific phobia of them. So I'm just exhausted from the anxiety and the constant panic attacks every night about fireworks. I still want to get the griffin finished, so I'm going to try and finish the wings today. I've made a fairly good start. This smaller wing was the one I was struggling with, and it seems to be going okay so far. I finished it. I frogged it completely, started again. So it's taken me all morning, and I'm really happy actually with how it's sitting.
A few moments later.
So I went to do the second wing so I can block all of the griffin's part, and now we are. And 2 of the colours are out of stock. So after all that, I'm not going to be able to get him done for the market. It was in this moment I realised that I've got to change all of my plans. That meant the only thing that I had left was the lava serpent. So that day, I also decided to measure up the stand for the lava serpent, get that across to my dad so he could make it. I then realised, shiver my timbers. This sculpture is just not going to look anything just sat flat. This needs to be sat on some kind of habitat, and I don't have the time to teach myself how to build habitats. So within 2 days, the whole of my plans just kind of died a death. There's 2 options left at this point. One was down all of my tools, try and aim to make 2 full-bodied dragons from scratch, which means I won't be able to finish a couple of hoods, and I'll probably have less wall-mounted sculptures because I won't have time to do them. Option 2, not have any full-bodied sculptures on the stall at all and focus on making even more wall-mounted sculptures. Basically decided, both options actually. I'll do both because I'm nothing if not time and productivity blind. I decided that I was going to aim to get 1 full-bodied sculpture done and then stick to having at least 7 wall-mounted sculptures. I managed to crochet a full-bodied dragon in 4 days. If you haven't already seen my video, then please do go and give it a watch. That was an experience, let me tell you. And so for the last week, I have been pushing really hard to get all of the wall-mounted sculpture bases done, and I decided that I actually wanted to have 10 a minimum. So you can see behind me, I still have 6 of them to finish as of today, and I've got 6 hoods which need the tassels braiding on them, but the tassels are all measured out and attached, so it's just a case of braiding them. Ideally, I want to get everything finished by Monday. My parents are coming over and bringing the stands on Monday, and I still have all the little admin-y things to do for the stall. I've got to attach everything to the stands and the plaques that my parents are bringing up. I've got to get photographs of everything. I've got to get film footage of everything. I've still got to decide on my pricing. I've still got to decide on what my stall's going to look like. I've still got to make all of my signage. Ideally, I've got to get some photos for my new website as well, because hopefully I'm going to be coming back with none of this because it's all going to sell, so I won't have any opportunities to take photos after this point. So I really don't want to have to be thinking about crocheting at all next week, so I'm going to get cracking. First sculpture on the agenda is Wraith Boy. I want to get him done, 1 more medium sculpture and a small sculpture done today, and then tomorrow is a large sculpture, a medium sculpture and a small sculpture, and I will check back in with you on Monday. Good morning. It is actually Tuesday today. I know I said I'd check in with you on Monday, but I was absolutely exhausted yesterday. My dad also brought over a bag of wooden plaques, which he has made for me. He's made far more than I needed. Some of them are really tiny because they're just made from offcuts of wood that he has lying around the small holding. So it's going to be really exciting to work out what to do with them. So where are we? We're behind. Whenever I have a deadline, even if I start working on things within plenty of time, I'm still rushing right up to the deadline. I don't know what it is. It's very, very annoying. That's what it is. I have 4 wall-mounted sculptures that are not yet finished. 3 of them have got everything made and I just need to finish sewing them together. 1 of them I have been struggling with big time. I've made a lot of ornaments, but none of them are right. The plan this morning to finish sewing together the 3 sculptures that are almost done whilst I'm waking up still and my joints are all settling back into their socket and my hot water bottle is working its magic on my back because, oh my God, I have the spine of an 80-year-old. Good morning, YouTube. We have snow outside and it is a bloody freezing, hence why I look like this. I managed to get all of the stands prepped yesterday, so I feel, although I've still got a lot to do, I feel on top of it again. So today's job is, I'm going to go and get a hot water bottle in a second, and then I'm going to braid 2 more hoods. This afternoon's job is to get everything attached to the stands and glued in. Hopefully I'll also have time to sit and design my stall layout as well today, so that tomorrow the only jobs that I've got to do are design all my signage and get that all sorted and printed and written up, decide what I'm charging for stuff, and then Kai has very kindly agreed to take all of the videos and photos I need for content, so I don't have to worry about that too much. So yeah, that's going to be the next couple of days. I think the next check-in I'll do with you is going to be on the morning of the craft fair, so I will see you on Saturday. I'm terrified. I'm so scared. It is Saturday the 23rd of November, and that means today is market day. I managed to get 12 sculptures done, I think, if I'm counting correctly. And then we've got 9 hoods and I think about 10 bandanas. I'm hoping to be able to film a little bit of me getting set up, and I will also try and be brave and do an update partway through the market, but I'm nervous enough talking in front of a camera in my house, let alone in public. It scares me a little bit.
Come on, keep broadcasting.
Okay, I'm gonna go and get dressed because I've got like maybe an hour in which to get lunch, get dressed, get packed, everything. So I've got to go. I'll see you there. I'll see you at Hartlebury. So we're about 10 minutes to opening. I've braved getting the camera out. I don't know whether I'll brave it when there's like actual people here that aren't stall holders. I am really happy with how the stall looks. I have started working on another dragon scale bandana, so I'm going to be sitting and working on that whilst we're open, just to see whether people like what I've made now, I suppose. This is it. First stall, all a go-go. I'm actually doing it. Okay, it's time for a debrief. Full disclosure, it is now a week and a bit since the market. I really wanted to be able to film this like the day after, but I'm just completely crashed and I'm still recovering now. So how did the market go? So we got there for about 3:30 and started setting everything up. No, it was 2:00. Was it 2:00? 2:30?
Okay, right. The clock.
Okay, yeah, clock is sensational.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but how does it work exactly?
I'd done a little sketch beforehand of what I thought my stall might look like. I was pure just guessing and hoping that what I'd planned would fit on the table. Thankfully, the design that I'd sketched out did work, and I think the stall looked really good. And we actually ended up setting the stall up within, I think I was done within like an hour and a half at least. So it did mean we were sitting around for like an hour, 2 hours until it started to get busy. But it also meant I wasn't stressing and trying to get the stall set up very last minute. Hartlebury Castle is such a beautiful venue. I love being there every year. And this year they had sold, I believe it was over 300 tickets. And then they also take walk-ins as well on the evening. So there will have been more than 300 people coming through the door. All of those people seem to come at the same time. So there was a period of about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour when the doors opened to the general public where there really wasn't that many people. And then suddenly the whole hall was just awash with people. It wasn't super jam-packed, but yeah, I do wonder how many people kind of just gave up and didn't come right to the end of the hall where we were. But regardless, most of the people who did come past my stall had the most wonderful things to say. I had a lot of people saying that they'd never really seen anything like what I do before, which was great. Although I know that there are a lot of other crochet artists out there who do similar things to me. But the area that I currently live in is not awash with alternative crafters like me. I had a lot of people who were beginner crocheters coming up to me and asking me for advice as well. I really love helping people find confidence within their creativity. So that was really lovely. And I think my favourite comment of the entire market was a lady who came up to me and her comment was, "I'm so glad that you are, stalwart in charging the amount that your pieces are worth and you're not like putting the price down because it's women's work." I didn't expect that comment. It really made me happy. Like it or lump it, Fibre crafts is seen as something that is hugely skilled, but it is not something that is seen as hugely valuable. And that's not what this video is about. Maybe I'll do a video about it in the future. So it was really lovely to receive that comment. 10 out of 10, definitely my favourite comment of the whole market. So pricing, what did I settle on? I had a lot of debate over what I was going to charge for things. And I think I will wiggle my pricing around a little bit when it comes to selling online. Obviously, I'll have to factor in post and packaging as well for online sales. I decided in the end to price every sculpture individually. My full body sculptures, I've always intended to price individually because each of them takes such a different amount of time. But I thought with the wall mounted sculptures, they would all be sort of much of a muchness in terms of how much time and materials they took up. When I went to calculate all of my material usage and my time on each project, I actually found that very much wasn't the case. And sometimes the medium-sized sculptures were taking an equivalent amount of time or even less time than my small-sized wall-mounted sculptures. So I ended up pricing everything individually because I thought that's the fairest way to do it. So bandanas. I decided to charge £25 for the Dragon Pelt bandanas and £19 for the Lost Souls Shawl bandanas. The difference in pricing there is basically reflective of the material usage, which is vastly different between the two. So this was my pricing for the hoods. I'd kind of had an idea in my head a little while ago of what I thought I would end up charging for them. And surprisingly, I was pretty spot on. For future markets, I might have to think about having a lower price bracket of things, but I just really don't want to have to do do that if I can help it. Finances then. Well, so the cost of the table for this event was £30. How much money did I make at the market? Did I sell out? Obviously, you can see that I have 3 here that went with me that didn't sell. Did I sell all of the others? Is that why I've only got 3 out? Well, I sold 1 sculpture. End of list. Celestial King is the first ever crochet thing that I've made, that I've sold, and that has found a home. To many people, that might be a fail. That's really exciting for me because not only is it the first thing that I've ever sold, it's also a larger size wall mounted sculpture that I had. It was a little bit embarrassing because I was so like, oh my gosh, you like that one of the, you want to, like, are you sure? The pricing that I've done for my dragons, I stand by, but it was also still a real surprise that somebody else valued them enough as well to think, yeah, I'll buy it for that. I don't know. It's a very strange emotion, I think. But yeah, it did mean that I was a bit like flabbergasted and I was a bit taken aback, and I was like, oh, so I think I came across perhaps a little bit awkwardly because I was so mind blown that this was happening. Sale happened near to the end of the market. So by this point, I'd been sitting there for a couple of hours. I've been chatting to people as they come past, and people had been asking me a lot of questions, but nobody had really shown any interest even in thinking that they might buy something. You get very good when you do craft markets at telling which of those people are genuinely going to potentially make a purchase and which of them are saying it to either just make conversation or just because they kind of want to let you know that they really like what you do, but they're not actually going to buy today. But there was a lot of the latter. So by that point, I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to sell anything. I've already filmed all of this video, built all this hype up about the market, and I've not actually sold anything. So then to make that sale was a whole overwhelming layer upon layer of different emotions. So yeah, that was it. I think I would do better selling at alternative markets and maybe sort of like Comic-Con type events. But I knew that when I booked this. So why don't I consider this market a failure? Because I did it. I was confident that I could make the stall money back, and that's really all I was focused on doing at this market. The big thing for me was just making it happen, getting enough stock together to be able to do it, going to the market and getting the stall set up and having the stall look nice, getting used to interacting with people when it comes to my crochet work, gauging what people's reactions are, which things on the stall are people gravitating towards. That's what this market was about. And I am not somebody who is socially confident. I very, very much have a lot of social anxiety. So I wanted this to be as easy as possible for me to do and feel positive about doing. Unless you know me, I don't think you can comprehend how bad my anxiety gets when it comes to this sort of thing, because I'm very good at hiding it. The fact that I did this market, the fact that I managed to have more stock than I actually ever thought that I was going to have, the fact that I managed to go and do the setup and the stall looked really good and I didn't really have a meltdown once while I was there. I managed to stand and talk to people for the entire time. Okay, I probably could have been a bit more engaging, but I was trying to be really kind to myself and not overexert myself. All of those things are huge achievements for me, especially after the way this year has gone. I've lost a lot of my confidence when it comes to my creativity because of everything that happened with my art. So yeah, I only sold one thing, but it was a success. I think that might be the title of this video. I only sold one thing, but the market was still a success. I think that's everything I've got for you. I need to go and have a nap now because I'm absolutely poops. It would be really hugely appreciative if you could give this video a like and maybe leave a comment for me. It really does help boost my video out to other people on YouTube. I probably am not going to see you again now before Christmas. So I'm hoping to have another video out around New Year's Eve. But yeah, no more videos now before Christmas. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to use this time to generate some ideas for setting up my website in the new year, which is very exciting. And I also still have Christmas presents to finish making. That's kind of concerning. I should probably get on with that. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a lovely day. If you find Christmas a very difficult time for whatever reason or another, then I hope it passes mercifully quickly for you and you have all of my love. So yeah, I hope your festive season is everything that you need it to be, and I will see you in the next video. Stay spooky, my little storm clouds.